Thank you. Mr. Mane, you're still under oath.
Mr.
Jammeh. You confirm? Yes, you're still under oath. I just remind you. And you're expected to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Before the lunch break, you were telling us about what was going on behind David Colley's office. And you confirmed to us that David Colley ordered what was going on behind his office. David Colley found a semi-frame of you confirmed, you told us that David Colley ordered what was going on behind his office, correct? David Colley, no semi-frame of
Yes, correct.
Yes, that is correct.
You also told us that David Colley knew exactly what was happening behind his office. David Colley no seto set which matter udu the office.
Yes, correct.
Yes,
you also confirmed to us that from where he was seated, he was seeing exactly what was going on behind his office.
Nam ajujo ka ngande ni ngande wan komre kane nam odjanjam na jujuk kilola do konde kando.
Yes, that is correct too.
Okay. So you told us that you came to the place and you found a number of people.
Ya no nanu bibi mantebeto kankulo kame eteke buku nu jok tokum bukan kamenge.
You found prison officers.
To talk prison officers.
Prison recruits.
Prison recruits.
And some prisoners, 8 prisoners.
Bukana kanumanyi
What was the purpose of this gathering?
The reason for their gathering was as in
it
was because of a mobile phone that I was accused of.
No, that was alleged.
That was the reason why they had them all there.
What were they trying to do when they gathered all these people there?
The place I found them, what I thought they should have done, they never did that.
Mr. Witness, you were not asked about what you thought they should have done. The question is, what were they doing?
I came to puru awanu sofme wa wokorem kukande, but awanu toke korekan wa kumangebe baj.
Wakumambe baje wenom mama wenom eteke kulaki.
What they were doing was they were beating them up. So that they would be able to get me. They were the same people that came back again and said what they had said was not true because the beatings were so hard on them.
Mr. Witness, you are fixated about your own side of things. We are interested in the bigger picture. Why were they gathered there? What was the purpose of that of gathering all these people in that particular place?
The gathering that they had there, my perspective was that they were all trying to get me. Because what happened never happened in my presence.
Was it not an investigation?
Yes, that's true. They were on an investigation.
What were they?
Okay, the investigations, that is what I'm saying. They were beaten before they started the investigations.
Okay. But you telling us that the purpose of the gathering was an investigation, correct?
Yes, that's true.
What were they trying to investigate?
The investigations were all centered on the mobile phone that they talked about, as to how they got it. The phone that they said they could not recover it, they did not see it.
So tell us about this phone. What was the problem? Who had the phone, and what happened to the phone, and how did you come to be involved?
Mobile bune kane au wakane au mambi au kuruli kumambiru kuyete mobile
duties.
I came on duties on a specific date.
I
was called and being asked of the mobile phone. When I was asked, my response were that this was not true. But then the prisoners were beaten. After that,
Deputy P. Jaju.
The deputy Yaya P. Jaju.
Okay, let's take it step by step. There was a mobile phone in the prisons. That's what you're telling us?
Yes, that was what they said.
And the mobile phone was supposed to have been with the prisoners themselves, correct?
And mobile
no, they shouldn't have a mobile phone.
Okay. What I'm driving at is, they should not have had a mobile phone, correct?
That's true, they shouldn't.
But unlawfully or illegally, they had one.
Yes, as they had alleged.
It was discovered that the prisoners unlawfully had a mobile phone, correct?
The phone they've seen, I did not see it myself.
But the allegation was that the prisoners had a mobile phone, and that is what was being investigated, correct?
Prisoners,
yes, yes, that was the phone that they were investigating about.
But the phone disappeared during the investigations, correct?
That was what they've said, that the time the investigations were ongoing, they could not find the phone anymore.
And it was alleged that you took away the mobile phone, correct?
Yes, that was what they've said.
And that was the reason why you were invited into the investigations, correct?
Yes, that is true.
Tell us exactly what you saw them doing in that place where they were investigating.
Nyawrugoli awonu jukmi kuchile koli set wakala ko me kane nana urim to mi di palasa kilia tangola ko kakisikiza ke kuyate mobile
nanje rindo di plaza takola ko kakisikiza.
When I arrived at the place where the investigations were taking place, between me and God, what I saw, prisoners were placed on top of the decks and they started beating up.
Just hold a second. Do you know which prisoner did you foresee put on the table and beaten?
Nyawrugoli a prisoner ay makumun mukunga kunendi table.
Omar Jallo.
Omar Jallo was the first prisoner.
Do you know who ordered that Omar Jallo be put on the table?
Mama ay masina fruma mukunga Omar kunendi table.
It was the chief torturer, Ibrahim Jammeh.
And who actually physically put Omar Jallo on the table?
Yes, it was the recruits. The recruits placed him on the table.
At this time, where was Yaya Jaju?
Yaya Jaju was still sitting there.
Did Yaya Jaju say anything?
If I had heard him say anything, he told them, stop. What these people are saying, it's not the truth.
Let's do this step by step. As at the time, you said Yaya Ibrahim Jammeh, chief torturer, ordered that Omar Jallo be put on the table.
Watakili none Ibrahim Jammeh kono chief torturer o asemi from kunga Omar Jallo kunendi table.
Yes, that is true.
You also said that in compliance with that order, the recruits placed Omar Jallo on the table.
Yeah, none na semi from vuvu recruit pop ndiko ku jam from afola man ku tem Omar kunendi table.
That is also true.
At that point, did you hear Yaya Jaju say anything?
Ya wata kila awoso nujanja wa Yaya Jammeh asankene Yaya Jaju asankene.
Yaya Jaju, not Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jaju warijam na sankene nana kukat.
What I heard Yaya Jaju said was, please stop.
But Ibrahim Jammeh chief torturer.
But that time Ibrahim Jammeh chief torturer was more powerful than him.
Why do you say that who was the most senior between the two, Yaya Jaju and Ibrahim Jammeh?
Yaya Jaju kori Ibrahim Jammeh buku ama makame wale fanga palo.
Yaya Jaju was the most senior.
But you said that Ibrahim Jammeh was more powerful than Yaya Jaju. Okay, let's put it this way. Yaya Jaju was Deputy Director General at the time, correct?
Yaya Jaju okami Deputy Director.
Yes, he was.
And Ibrahim Jammeh was Chief Superintendent at the time.
Yeah, Ibrahim Jammeh okami Chief Superintendent watakilia pop.
That is also true.
Yaya Jaju was senior to Ibrahim Jammeh by a number of ranks.
Kana Yaya Jaju na afang Ibrahim Jammeh pungo nupin si number fang.
Yes, there are a lot of ranks between them.
Yet you say that at that time, the more junior officer, Ibrahim Jammeh, was more powerful than the Deputy Director General, correct?
And from mana teach di Yaya Jaju o mi Ibrahim Jammeh o angole ma sem frima fu mambe ko ngole ko kamfo.
Yes, that is true.
How come or why was the more junior officer Ibrahim Jammeh more powerful than the Deputy Director General, Yaya Jammeh.
Momo bu etume kane, anu manji tentame Ibrahima Jammeh, tentame yeti ande, Yaya Jammeh. Bu etume kane, muna fama bagi sembe, Yaya Jammeh. Anu manji mo o fango sirankas.
My reasons for that were,
Ibrahima Jammeh kangani anan manye o Director General David Colley ona fama firme than Yaya Jammeh.
Ibrahima Jammeh happens to be somebody that the Director General, David Colley, trusted more than Yaya Jammeh.
Because one saw David Amambekane.
Whatever David wants to do,
David Ibrahima Namon awong janiwa Yaya Jammeh.
he will first consult Ibrahima before Yaya Jammeh.
So jikeja di panel yoli.
So if you look at the panel setup,
Akula onga kisikisa.
when they were investigating,
Yaya you kangani kobane neroto for my weakness.
Yaya Jammeh was like sitting there only to witness what was happening. This is the reasons why I concluded same.
And one son wajibe within the panel.
And whatever was to happen at the panel, I realized Ibrahima's statement would always be what they would adhere to. Because what he said was what they would do. Now I'm going by that. Yaya Jammeh was still present, but it was like he wasn't, okay, he was afraid to do any other thing that if he does anything otherwise, Ibrahima would go to David and report. That was why when they were beaten and Yaya Jammeh asked them to stop, what these prisoners are saying that Anabi did this was not the truth. Ibrahima got up straight and went to David's office. And Yaya Jammeh was the senior man as deputy director. I believe he should have been the one to report same to David and not Ibrahima. That is why I said Yaya Jammeh has no voice at that point.
This issue about Ibrahim Jammeh being more powerful than Yaya Jammeh, was it limited to just that particular operation, or was it the case that in general that time Ibrahim Jammeh was more powerful than Yaya Jammeh?
Ibrahim Jammeh o afanga mam abaje sembe Yaya Jammeh mante dikku yangolon ka kiskiza kuyeti mobile to sembe wale fangu menik ekale Yaya Jammeh mante dikku borka bi prison tu wa hawa jontu bi kasankena wala jo hawa jot me kane fulma fati Ibrahim Jammeh fo fangu mam fo baje sembe
leto rek.
That was not the only occasion.
Director General David Colley,
because the Director General David Colley does not want to see somebody that speaks the truth. That is why sometimes he does not even want to see Yaya Jammeh. But what is between himself and Yaya Jammeh? Then Yaya Jammeh would be the only person that would be able to say so. But what I know, that David does not want anybody that speaks the truth. Always the type of people he wants is those that will be on the same boat with him to do the bad things on others. Those are the people he always wants to associate himself with. That was why Yaya Jammeh was like a ceremonial deputy.
In a sense, you were saying that he empowered Yaya Jammeh's subordinates and valued them more than he did Yaya Jammeh.
Comme manu otome engol nu regal comme o ngare ande Yaya Jammeh angaras awalen kula manga Ibrahima Jammeh arremben anu manyi o mi temta maiti Yaya Jammeh.
That is true.
So on this particular occasion, who was running the show whilst the torture was ongoing?
Nya funaka fofu na ngulako mekane ku ala ko mekatena ke na ewute pumurega
ala be te
sene mana jikama tam jikamo
ala me Ibrahima Jammeh.
Ibrahima Jammeh was definitely doing so.
Baba ko nyila kala sen oda ko ngoro ko jem di mota ko ngoro prisoner sinini.
There were his subordinates that he would give the orders that will use the vehicle to go and bring the prisoners from the yard.
And who were these subordinates?
Koko me bukemo kan kam kunyila kola kamitenta.
Kam teta ne ola ko man sana kujabi.
They were Sana Kujabi,
Di Adama
Baji,
no baji kuriku some,
and some of the recruits.
Makuja kumoro be the office.
They were the people that would go and transport the prisoners to the office.
Now let's go back to Omar Jallo. When he was put on the table, what happened to him?
Olanya bedi Omar Jallo. Na kutebo me kunendi tabule. O baje.
When he was placed on the table, they started beating him. He was beaten mercilessly. Then he was brought down.
Wait a minute. Who actually did the physical beating?
Everything would be commenced by Ibrahima Jammeh. He started the beating. Then you come to Sana Kujabi, Adama Baji.
What were they using to beat
Omar Jallo?
Horse pipes, black in color.
You said he was beating mercilessly. Do you know how many strokes he was given?
No,
I cannot count because he was beaten mercilessly. It was not just an easy thing. Because I was standing there.
Was it 12 strokes or less?
It's more than that.
It's more than that.
20 strokes?
It's more than that.
50?
It may be around that end. Because I wasn't counting.
Where was he beaten?
On his back, with his buttocks and also on his legs.
Did he sustain any injuries?
Yes, he sustained some injuries on his body.
This group you have mentioned, was there any medic amongst them?
No,
there wasn't any medic.
Were you keeping any records of the beatings?
No, you couldn't.
I did not see that.
And what happened after Omar was beaten?
When he was beaten already and they brought him down, then he told the deputy director that the beatings were too severe on me, but the truth is that Anabi did not do anything. The reasons why I said he did not do it,
commander in the shift by then.
He was the commandant at the shift by then. That was why we called his name. But it was not Anabi who had did it.
Were questions asked before the beating? No. Or were the questions asked after the beating?
They were beaten mercilessly before they were asked these questions.
How many times were Omar Jallo beaten in your presence?
Umar Jallo ñono butumbu ko teko aw ko ci la ko fotuli.
That was the only day I saw that Umar was beaten.
During that period, how many times was Omar put on the table and beaten?
Wata kilia na ko mete ko na kenge na ñono butumbu aw jiki ku chili nan ko teko ñono butumbu.
Four times there.
If I can recall, it was about 4 times.
Let's get this straight. You said he was beaten about 4 times. Can you explain what you mean by these 4 times that he was beaten?
Now, come feloli bubuno to me baka mono ne nyono ni baki kuteko feloli bu kuteko ormeno.
Yeah, no kuteka kuwale njadi table kula kuremben.
They will beat him to some time. They will beat him for some time, bring him back, bring him down, then return him on the table, beat him for some time, bring him down. They did that for 4 times. That is what I meant by he was beaten for over 4 times.
Did Ibrahim Jammeh beat Omar Jallo at any point during those 4 times?
Ibrahim Jammeh baba na teko ateke Omar Jallo.
All these beatings, he was always the first person to start.
How many times in each instant would he beat Omar Jallo?
Eteke yanko to metekola. O nyono butumbu na to meteke ati Omar Jallo.
No, let him want to repeat.
I cannot count. But he has taken part in the beating, and he has done so mercilessly.
What would you say to the suggestion that Ibrahim Jammeh did not beat Omar Jallo?
Konja olibe kenyi wano tumerege kom ano aragi yamane o atekut Omar Jallo. Ibrahim Jammeh atekut Omar Jallo.
Atekut Omar Jallo. Atekotek.
He beat him. He was beaten.
If somebody came here and told us that Ibrahim Jammeh did not beat Omar Jallo, what would you say to that?
Yeah, comme na ana bilala kutata no kanya mom ma regulamente ko Ibrahim Jammeh atekut Omar Jallo aw anakilia wano tumeregola.
I'm not sure that will ever happen. Because all the people I've named here that were present on the panel, they all saw what Ibrahim was doing. And I believe they cannot come here and swear to the Holy Quran and say he did not do it.
What if Ibrahim himself said that he did not beat Omar Jallo? What would you say to that?
Yeah, kanja Ibrahim fongola la kutan la konya mo manane o atekut Omar Jallo. Wana tumeregola.
That would be lies.
How about, who was the next person beaten?
Yeah, nangutek mu Omar Jallo kuputo. I kulanko kutek.
Then Lamin Jah was placed on the table.
And then tell us about Lamin Jah, what happened?
When Lamin Jah was placed on the table, the same Ibrahim came back and started the beating. Then it followed by his subordinates and the records. Was beaten for some times. He asked them to bring him down. He used to refer to him as his uncle, and he said, uncle. He said, uncle. He said again, the truth is that Anabi, what they say about Anabi is not what had happened. He told them, you would rather kill us, but what we've said here. The beatings were too much on us, that's why we said so. That was why we mentioned his name. Then the deputy director, Yaya Jaju, asked me to go back and continue on my work.
Hold a second. How many times was Lamin Jah put on the table and beaten.
Laminja, ngena butumu kutewo kunendi table mankuteko.
In my presence, it was done 3 times. They will beat him to some time, bring him down, then after some time, they return him on the decks, beat him again, and bring him down for 3 times.
During that period, did Ibrahim Jammeh beat Laminja?
Watakili anangolok mtekati Laminja momo. Ibrahim Jammeh anatetek Laminja.
This is what I have been saying here. He is always the first person that beats. He does not even wait. He does that to show to his genius that if you don't do it, I will be the first person to demonstrate what you will be doing. David was still sitting around his window and watching.
What if I tell you that Ibrahim Jammeh just took the pipe and he did like this to Laminja? What would you say to that?
Ibrahim Jammeh. Obanga fu pipe of mom mate be mom na nem mom. Wana tumerege mom.
That would not be the truth. That is not the truth. If that was what he said, then he was speaking a lie. I am older than Ibrahim. I will not come here to swear on what Ibrahim had done. I came here to show the truth to the whole Gambia that what had been happening at the prisons. And everybody would know that this was what Anabi had at the prisons. If I had not come here, they wouldn't have known what happened. Some people heard about it, but it was not clear to them.
We are told that there was a hole that was dug around the place and prisoners were threatened with death if they did not speak the truth.
That's true. It's not only the hole. There were some spades and some pickaxes also placed around. He brought a paper and said, this paper, it's from the top. Now, if you do not say Anabi, we will kill you and get you buried. Because this vision 2016, what is on this paper you would not know, but just don't say this is Anabi.
So in effect, you are telling us that he was threatening prisoners, that there is a new order that came from the top, and that if you did not implicate Anabi, you would be beaten to the point of death.
Yeah, kankanamate au manoma mbere gole moemi ko kolenku guna ko kangola meteke anku squeeze order mante ko order yu fatia ni pullo kanja le ko won karsa koli panku buji manku fokido busuna bakilia.
That is true. That was his work. Okay. That was what he was doing. Because if not for that, I believe the prisoners wouldn't have called me. Because they know the type of person I am.
We would come to all that. You said you found the 8 prisoners. So far you mentioned only 2 to have been beaten. Omar Jallo and Laminja.
Omar Jallo di Laminja.
Did anything happen to the others?
Ya buka ko karinomi. Babaji wabaji.
Yes, they were also beaten.
Who was also beaten?
I ma ku tek mi po.
It was the same group. They were beaten by the same group, led by Ibrahim Jammeh.
Who was beaten?
Tariq Ibrahim was also beaten.
Tariq Bright, I had him say.
Tariq Bright. He was also placed on the table. He was also beaten seriously.
How many instances was he placed on the table and beaten?
For him, it was on 2 occasions.
Did Ibrahim Jammeh beat him?
Ibrahim Jammeh na teko tek.
Ibrahim Jammeh is what I've been saying. He is always the first that will beat. If you see his subordinates having the fit, because somebody that you are training, you that had the experience of the job, if you do not first do the action, do you think those ones will do it? But what I saw is what I'm saying. Ibrahim was the first person that beat.
Are you suggesting that Ibrahim was also training his recruits to torture?
Kankan pop ay regulamento ko Ibrahima mate kenya mom tu ay gis bu ko ñila kam ka karanga dik ko ñena kola bu ko rem ku tekeno bu ko rem ko rokeno
yi ba ju kare mo njaal ñe mon ju ko meno monam ka trainer keno.
Yes, I came to that conclusion that that was what he was doing.
Because banya uli utenda chila mo,
and we did not train him that way. We did not train anybody to beat. But for him, that was what I saw in his training.
After Tariq Bright, who else was beaten?
Then Standing was also.
Standy, do you recall his second name?
Standy kasafa kola wolo ko.
I used to forget his second name.
Where is Standy from?
Standy bubena purlo.
Stanley, if I can remember, he is a Nigerian.
Who else after Stanley?
Namputo mi Stanley Aima.
Then Modu Sonko was also placed on top of the table.
Modu Sonko, was he beaten?
Modu Sonko ko batekero.
Modu Sonko was beaten to an extent that he could not even stand up. It took him some time before he could. Because he wasn't a strong person.
It's a death sentence.
Because he was on death row.
He was on death row?
Yes, it's a death sentence.
Do you realize that under the prison law, you cannot apply corporal punishment on a death row inmate?
No, ananu mani mi ko ba kulero pour memba kando simita solo tout di kasoe. Est-ce que nous mani mate ko loi sent mambi ana teko e teke e jakutae?
Yes, I know. I know about that.
And is that law known to prison officers?
Nya buku kam broka prison. Ko mani loi kilia.
Because because
I would say they know. They are the ones doing it. Because anybody that train, if you had an instructor, or if you are trained by an instructor that had the experience on the training ground, in as many circumstances, he would tell you that these are things that you would not do in the process. But what I saw was they knew and they did it willfully.
Thank you very much. And who else was beaten?
Amba putoja Standy.
Sonko. After Modu Sonko.
Putoja Modu Sonko. I could take me.
Macaulay.
Then Macaulay came.
Is it Macaulay or Makodo?
Makodo, yes.
Makodo, yes.
And who else?
The Amba, and put on Makodo, I'm going to take me.
Ramses.
Ramses, what's his full name?
Ramses Karesa Kola from Buma.
Soriba Conte.
Soriba Conte.
So all these 8 people were beaten?
Two.
And
All of them were beaten.
it's your suggestion that Ibrahim Jammeh beat all of them.
Aw moni sini minu dere oli Ibrahim Jammeh o tek mbuku tu.
Yes, it's true.
Ibrahim Jammeh claimed to have beaten only 2 people.
Ibrahim Jammeh o ma reg mu dere nani o bukam gaba kebna teke.
That was a lie. He was not speaking the truth.
Why do they call him chief torturer?
Waka man ko seno kala sa ko ko chief torturer.
Because he was a bad person. A bad person always deserves a bad name.
Director General David.
It's like our Director General David. He got his powers from the Director General. If David is not a good person, Ibrahim cannot be a good person. So if you see anybody that is good, then his fellow, his peer would be of a good character.
But, okay, that investigations, did the prisoners implicate you?
Nya kiskise wala ngolo me kane na ekuloka itake buku ku ko ko sa koli
nakola kama nage nakola kama nage nyano ko bem kulam ko change ko te me ko kanti wa baje.
When they were beaten, all of a sudden they came to say it wasn't the truth. That was what I know about. Then Yaya Jeju asked me to go back to my work.
And then what happened?
Before I left, he asked me to wait for him to go to the senior and report. Then from there we could not see again. With the deputy, we could not see. I went back to the yard. Security wing.
Okay,
I went and did the taking over. After I've completed the taking over,
then
then those on the morning shift signed and left for their quarters.
So
I was still there.
After 5.
Up to around after 5.
Then
my Guineas were returning the prisoners. When they returned all of them to their cells, I was still sitting at the place where I supposed to be at. I saw a delegation coming to the security wing, or entered the security wing. The leader was
Deputy Director Thomas Jaju.
The Deputy Director Thomas Jaju.
Commissioner Mod Jaju.
Following was Commissioner Momodu Jaju.
Commissioner Kewa Sise.
Then Commissioner Kewa Sise.
Officer in charge security wing.
He was also the officer in charge security wing. After he left, then he came back again.
Then Chief Khalil Sane.
Then Chief Khalil Sane was also within them.
Pio Lamin Jabang.
Then Pio Lamin Jabang. Then they were, sorry?
The chief office.
Then they were at the chief office. Then Wali Kor, who is here as an oddly, then they came together. When they came in, where I was still seated was where they called me to come. The person that called me,
Deputy Director General Thomas.
was Deputy Director General Thomas
Jaju.
Thomas Gaju.
Awankula.
He was the one that called me in.
Awankula nanam Pio Abdou.
He called and said, Pio Abdou.
Nanam anyway nanam order jalo de.
He told me, anyway, an order came. He spoke to me in Yola. Then I responded in English language, so that those that came with him would be able to know what we were saying, because they could not speak Yola. Then I said to him, what did I do?
You should be detained.
He said, an order came that you should be detained.
Did he tell you where the order came from?
Yeah, I get order you go any pulo.
Yeah, don't be nanam order.
Yes, that is where I'm coming to. He said the order.
David nana joy detain.
He said David said I should detain you.
Director General of Prison David Colley.
Director General of the Prisons David Colley.
Nana joy detain.
He said I should come and detain you.
And I began to on the gallery.
Then I asked for his reasons.
How did David?
I then asked him, is it that yourself and David do not know what the law is? I said to him, the Deputy Director General, he has declared that what the prisoners say is not the truth. And now you are claiming that David said you should detain me.
Deputy Thomas.
Then I called him by his name, Deputy Thomas. I told him we are all from the same area. You are from Kanilai. I am from Kanilai. We were you were our strangers. We welcome you to the village. So as things are, you are my brother. Why not go back to David and you sit and discuss and look at the things? I told them I would not be detained like that. Then he insisted that you must be detained. He said, if we will not detain you, your officer in charge, who was Commissioner Keba Sise, sorry.
And then for replace Akila.
Then we will replace Commissioner Keba Kinte. Keba Sise, sorry. Keba Sise. Then I asked, yeah. Keba Sise spoke to me.
And I'm at young.
He said, my brother, that is my younger brother.
And I'm Sabat Nana Buku Inja.
He said, don't worry. These people are after me. He said, you know what has been going on here. The same way they are up following you is the same way that they are doing to me as well. Now that we have a law, he said, accept, and you go into detention. Then I asked for a confirmation. I then told him I am not convinced.
It's better.
I said that it's better.
You don't charge
you charge me and we go before the law. I am pretty sure that what they accuse me of is not the truth. He then said, no, please. We spoke for about 40 minutes. I refused. Then I started crying. Sorry, Keba Sise started crying. Then I was like, why would he cry?
Because
I knew if I insist and refused, then he would be replaced. He would be on my position. Then I thought about it. I said, because there is a law, let me comply.
Were you actually complying to the law, or you were complying or you are submitting to their powers.
Nya au na numjomi kumang mante au December yoli nombe e kami mang onde mang mante luai yanto mefinto yo kami mumang.
December yoli.
No, it was on their powers, not on the law.
At this stage, were you charged with an offense?
What I clear, but one could mali matako urenu kajene.
No, I wasn't charged.
Were you marched before a superior officer?
Na kutabito mantebe anifano lo nomanyimi o koto metaboli mankudo kurego mujo yingo.
You are bajot?
No, that never happened.
Were you in fact told of the offense you committed?
Wala wanu kajemi wanko kurusof matu wonu kajene kurego yo miwa.
Kurego tamde.
I was not told.
Ole ya kurega yo enakati katumala babu kutumala.
The only thing they told me was the issue of the mobile phone that got lost was why I should be detained.
And then what happened after you agreed?
Okay,
when I now said, okay, I mentioned Commissioner Kebasi's name. I told him, you are the OIC of the security wing. I will tell you one thing. My these relatives, I know they do not own the law. But what I want, because you are the officer in charge here, I would accept because you said so.
Because
I know if I do not accept what they said, they will do it to you. Now tomorrow morning, Amabija, tomorrow morning when you come back and report to work,
go
and see with the superior and then you charge me. Wherever you want us to go, I am ready to go there. Because I am sure of myself. He now said, okay, but just beer and we'll go.
From number block 5.
Then I was taken from block 5.
Block 4.
We went past block 4.
Block 7.
We went up to block 7.
Block 1.
Then to block 1.
Last block.
That is the last block.
Of which part of Mile 2 prison?
At the security wing.
Security wing. Block 1.
Then I was taken to block 1.
I'm my escort.
Who was my escort?
Deputy Director Thomas Jaju.
Deputy Director Thomas Jaju. Kewa Sise.
This Chief Officer Khalil Sane.
Chief Officer Khalil Sane.
The Pio Lamin Jabang.
Pio Lamin Jabang.
The Wali Kor.
Wali Kor. Who is now your oddly here?
To Kokbo Kuloke.
They all went together with me. They weren't close to me, close. When we arrived at the cell, at the door of the cell, my 2IC, second in charge, was still crying. I asked him to keep quiet. I told them God will always be our judge. Sorry? I told him he knows the type of person I am. Then the Deputy Thomas asked me to take off my jujus. I did as he ordered. He asked me to take off my beret. I did as he ordered. He asked me to take off my ranks. I did as he ordered. I took off my lanyard. He asked me to take off my boots. What was left with me was my uniform, trouser,
ikalak.
and the shirt.
Okurno ndinje.
That was what was left on me.
And then?
Nanam nokensiele.
Then he asked me to enter into the cells.
Cell number 9.
Cell number 9.
Of the security wing.
Security.
It is security wing.
As far as you know, was it lawful to detain a prison officer in the security wing?
Now, out de manjoli, mantilu essence and pumambo utep and okulo the security wing and manjimi officer.
I know it wasn't a correct procedure.
But
they did it with their powers. Because that time,
senior officers too come on prison.
All the senior officers within the prisons, you would count them as to the people or the senior officers that were ready and willing to speak the truth to David Collins, because they were all afraid of him. Whenever they see David coming, even if he comes out of his office and stands by the veranda, you will see everyone leaving.
You will see everyone what?
Leaving. Finding their way to do their own businesses. But they will not stand, see with him.
So you were unlawfully detained in the security wing?
The security wing.
For how long were you in the security wing?
Up to 9 months.
I remained in there up to about 9 months. But I saw it like they had their own law.
9 months.
Before I had have the 9 months there.
For 5 months.
Around the 5th month,
I
was taken to the NIA. When I was taken to the NIA, the NIA rejected.
Wow.
Then I asked, what happened?
Because those officers because emergency.
Because the officers I could not recognize them as I did not know them. They asked me to go back. You do not do anything. Then it seemed to. And I asked, why do you say I did not do anything?
5 months.
I told them I've been at the security room for over 5 months now. And now you are saying I do not do anything. I was returned. I was still there for some days. I was returned to the NIA. We went to the NIA. They still insist that I did not do anything. I was returned. Still, I spent some time at the prison. I was returned to the NIA. The same people from the NIA still insist that I did not do anything. And this was something that I believe and trust that I did not do anything. If I had done anything, the NIA, they sent a lot of prison officers to jail. There has never come a time that a prison officer was taken to the NIA and he returns to mile 2. But it started with me. Because I still believe I did not do anything. Because that was why they could not handle my case. What they told me was, David is the only one that knows why he detained you. Then today, David would be the only one to release you, but not us. You people should go back.
Around 7 months.
Okay, we went up to about 7 months. I had some rumors that my wife used to come. And she would be told that I was at the NIA. If she goes to the NIA.
At this stage, was your family ever informed that you were in detention?
No, they never informed them.
family mo maseka mo mamany.
The reason why my wife knew, my subordinate that was next to me, he happens to be one that knows his work well. I trusted him. That boy used to be like, when my wife called after midnight, Maghrib, up to around 12 in the night, that is 12 a.m. He told my wife, well, this one is not going to close today, but probably tomorrow he will. Then my wife asked, where is he? He told my wife that we went for a mission. Because he was afraid. Because during that time, if he had informed my family members, during that time, himself and me would have been in the same cells. So that was a statement, or that was an order given by David, that if anyone is to inform my family members, that same person would join me in the same cells.
Did you hear that order?
Yes, I had it.
Throughout your detention, did you see David?
I have never seen him.
Last minute.
Up till the last minute.
Around my 8 months.
Around my 8 months in detention. He came round. On the whole, there was something that happened outside the prisons. When my people went up till they were fed up and they didn't know about me, because I work with the prisons, and that was where I went to for work, wherever they go asking about me, they will say, they don't know where I am. Then my people went to the court and filed a suit against David Colley.
At the High Court?
At the High Court in Banjul.
Lawyer Moses Richard.
They engaged the services of a lawyer, Moses Richards. When Moses was hired,
they come.
It happened that prisoners that used to go to court and come back, they will come to my cell and stand on the window and would tell me that you should have gone to court, but I don't know what happened. Because we heard that you are not here in Mile 2, you are at the NIA.
So, court?
But I have never been to court.
Court.
David did not go to the courts.
Already.
And my people filed a suit against him at the courts already.
Because the boy confidence me ko.
Because I had the confidence.
David court.
The reasons why my people filed a suit against David, because they knew their son would not do anything wrong. I tried working at the department, but my pay was only to be sent to prisons.
I asked you the question. Did you ever see David?
Never.
During the time you were detained?
David. 8 months.
I have never seen him up to the 8th month, like I said. That was when he came round.
Number 5.
He came from number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Number 1.
Then to number 1. To see if the officer had let me out or not. But at the small window where I was still standing, I saw him pass. Then the prisoners ran towards my door. and said to me, your man just came in, but he is leaving. Then I told them he would not come here. He knows that he has no rights as to his reasons for detention. He did this to me and already, and regretted saying. So he does not know how to release me. So this was why he was going around to see who else he would put in trouble. That is what I've seen in it.
And how did you come to be released?
The way I was released, there is one minister, Usman Sonko, because during that time he was the one there, and he knows about my problem. How do I conclude that he knows about my problem? Because there was a time the recruits had their passing out ceremony at the Makati Square. That was where David promptly speak bad about my family and said to them that elders of Kanilai from a clan called Gibangari, that is where I came from, they thought they can do anything to him. The court that they are filing a suit against him, they are just wasting their time. Nothing would happen to him. And those ones and him, they will see who will be the mansa between them. Then Usman Sonko was still sitting there. I did not hear anything.
But you were not present there. You only heard about this from other people. You were not present there, were you?
Yes, it's true. It wasn't my present, but it was in television, and it was hired on GRTS, and also my subordinates came and told me. They stood at my window and told me.
What did he tell you?
They told me, well, now the minister had known about it. Maybe soon you will be released.
David never got topic here, but I'm amount from got topic here. No, let him forget that topic.
Because David had started something about your topic, and the minister was not okay with it. He asked him to stop about it. That he has detained somebody.
So they can,
then it happened that I could not be released.
2016.
Until when the change of...
Before changes came?
Before changes came, then they brought Emeba.
At this time, where was Sonko?
Then that time I was told Sonko had
run away.
Had absconded within the jurisdiction.
The sister service they are told.
Then Emeba, during the tour of the sister services,
prison officers,
he was told that David had some prison officers detained at the security wing. That was when we heard that maybe, God willing, if he comes to around the combos, we will be released. Then after their tour, they came back. When they came, I don't know whether it was an order. I saw officers coming to say we should put on our clothes and come. That was a Monday. We came out. Then Ibrahim Jammeh was the operations commander.
Which Ibrahim Jammeh?
Ibrahima Jammeh Amba.
Commissioner, Chief Tortora.
Commissioner Keith Torchora.
Proceed, please.
Okay. So, but actually, I love from there.
He never came close to me though. When they brought me out, myself and some other officers that found me there.
Which officers are you talking about?
Officer Bukenu Sankenya Momu, Kuyoli.
PO 5 camera.
One PO 5 camera.
Nobody PO Lamin Bojang.
PO Lamin Bojang.
Nobody Corporal Lamin Sise.
Corporal Lamin Sise.
Nobody Yankuba Jammeh.
Yankuba Jammeh.
Nobody Ensa DK Sise.
Ensa DK Sise.
Nobody Mod Musa Jeng.
Mahmoud Musa Jeng.
These are all prison officers.
Prison officers, they are prison officers.
Yes, they were all prison officers.
You saying they found you there, what do you mean by that?
They asked us to go to the headquarters.
Were they also detained, these prison officers?
Yes, they found me there, but we were all brought out the same day.
Mr. Witness, listen to the question. I know you said they found me there, but were they also detained with you?
When I was detained, they also arrested them and brought them in there.
One-man cell.
All of them were also in one-man cells.
In the security wing, correct?
Yes, at the security wing.
Was that lawful?
No.
Proceed, please.
Continue.
Proceed, please. So you were all released together. Where did you go after your release?
We were taken to the headquarters. At the headquarters. They told us we wanted to release you today, but you will have to allow us to go and discuss with David himself and the senior officers. After their discussion, in-house discussion, then they started with me because I was the most senior. Because all of them passed through my hands, I trained them all.
So
they started with me.
Charge office.
I was taken to the charge office.
By the name and CSP Karfatamba.
CSP Karfatamba.
Nanam statement yanu safelum.
He told me the statement you wrote is not in your favor. I believe you should change the statement. Otherwise, you will go back to the security wing. Then I asked, is it me? That I should go back to the security wing?
Because of me filing statement.
Because I should make changes to my statement. Then I told him CSP Karafa. If that were what you discussed with David, return to him, go back to him and tell him that Anabi said he is not going to change his statement. I told him if I am to change my statement, then I have lied to the whole world. Because what I have said wouldn't have been the truth. I told them I will not change my statement. Then he said, yeah. It has not taken long. Ibrahima Jammeh Operation Commander came in. Keith Torchora came in. When he came in, he spoke to him. He looked at me. He said to me, my man, so how is it? Wouldn't you change your statement? I replied, no, I was not going to do it. He then told me, then look at it and see what favors you, you do that. Then he said to me, do you hear what Chief Karafatamba said? And he is the one that has the charge book. I called his name, Ibrahim. If you were to go for any business, please go and do that. When I was in the security wing suffering, there were nobody that even took a cup of rice to my family. I am ready for anything. Wherever you want, where I am right now, enough is enough, I am ready. If I should die, then I am ready to die today. But security wing, I will not go back. You hear that and understand? He left. Then I was only left with CSP Karafatamba. He still insisted and said, my man, so you said you weren't going to change your statement? I still said, no, I will not change. I told him I will never change. He still asked, you said you will not change? I said, yes, I will not change. He threatened that then you would go back to the security wing.
I'm ready for anything.
I then told him I was ready for anything. He was still sitting there. He bent his head and rise. He looked and realized that that does not favor him, because the statement I wrote does not favor them. They could have been afraid of something, because if I go out,
in the High Court.
I would have gone and started my case again at the High Court. Then I realized that they were afraid of that suit.
So now David.
He went to David. What they discussed, he was the only one that knew that. When he came back, he still asked if I would change the statement. I said no. And still I insisted I was not going to change. He told them, whatever you want to do, just go ahead and do that. He held his pen. Before taking any step,
I want to follow that.
He thought of it. Myself and him, our relationships before that day. He took a tippet, mark corrector.
Guilty and not guilty.
On the statement, there is a portion that you will write guilty and also another portion that you will write not guilty.
I'm not guilty.
Where I signed that I was not guilty, he took the corrector and he took a pen and wrote guilty. Why would he have done that?
Because
I realized that he wanted to favor David, so that he would do whatever he feel like doing. After doing that, he did not show the book to me, where I wrote my statement. He took me straight to the hall. He asked me to go with him to the hall. When I went to the hall, I found David and all the senior officers. At the office, I found David busy writing. After he completed what he was writing, he uttered one statement that I will never forget. After he completed his writings, he told the senior officers,
is a foreigner.
He then told the senior officers that Abdou Anabi is a foreigner. He told them, this man, the rebel, should have killed him. He shouldn't have been alive. That was what he said in the hall.
Then
Then I looked at him closely. I wanted to speak.
But you want commissioner?
There was one commissioner who also watched at me closely. Then he shook his head. Then I decided to break.
All these threatening words to Nasangan to Aban.
Then he used all the threatening words he wanted to use.
Like what? Tell us what threatening words he used.
The statement he added was, whether you like it or not, I was going to demote you. And nothing was going to come out of it. And if you are not careful, what would kill you, you wouldn't even know about it. And I believe there were threatening words. Then I asked, I told Karafa, are you people ready? And he said, yes, we are done. He told Karafa that they should take me out. He does not want to see me in his office. When he demoted me in rank,
I sent him any letter.
He did not give me any letter.
And when I was promoted, I was recommended by PMO.
I was recommended by the PMO, and it was approved. Then I was given the PO rank,
and I could serve as a letter.
And I was served with a letter.
But
when he demoted me, I thought I was going to be served with a letter, so that I would know what I would have done with that letter. But I realized all my powers were seized.
But this document in which the PO Karamba, PO Tamba, whatever, Karafatamba wrote, CSP Karafatamba wrote guilty. Did you see it again?
Nya kaita kilia kadang Karafatamba asafe matiko au malage nusonso matiko au kajeni luwe. Ujuko yu kaita kilia.
Karamakum. Defuna veja ujuko tuko. But I believe kokudo define emo.
From that day up to today, I have never seen it, but I believe it should be in my file. If they would not detach it from my file, it must be in my file.
Did you agree with what he wrote on the document?
Yeah, I want to say koku.
No, I did not agree.
Proceed, please. Well, after your demotion, what happened?
After my demotion, they asked me to go and sit outside. Then they took another PO. I noticed he was also demoted.
Another PO.
They took in another PO. He was also demoted. I saw a couple being taken. Demoted too. Two private officers
each $1,000
were levied fines of each $1,000. When those people came out, they asked us to onboard the Costa, the prison's Costa. We were all taken to the NIA. When we were going to the NIA, I told them, let anybody talk. Let nobody talk. It is not that I would know what will happen, but let nobody talk. These people had already taken all our powers. We have no powers anymore. Whatever they would have said, let's just listen and see. If we should talk, we do. If not, we just leave it and believe that this was what was destined by God.
So what happened at the NIA?
NIA.
At the NIA,
conference hall.
They took us to the conference hall.
So
We were paraded the way we senior each other.
You don't move for via me, I am carry, but you are demoted on this rank.
Then you will introduce yourself that I am this man and I was demoted to this rank.
No come out to
After all that, what we were advised was we should go back and hold on to our job with 2 hands. Hard.
Yeah, because
what happened is not that it had only happened to all of us.
So
Nobody should be discouraged to think of leaving the job. That we should go back and continue on our work. Whosoever wants to do anything otherwise, whatever you see, it would be like you asked for it. All the people sitting there did that one after the other. Then I told my subordinates, you see what I told you? They are all in the same line with David.
Was David present there?
No.
David,
No,
David wasn't there.
From there, where were you taken?
NIA.
From NIA?
No, NIA.
After all these statements were made, after addressing all of us, they asked us to go home and continue on our work.
Was this the first time you saw your family?
Yeah, since your detention?
That was my first day seeing my family. They have tried all avenues as to how they would see me, but they could not. That was the first day they saw me. When we were returned to the prisons, for us to be given a ride, like a lift with the prison's costa to go home. Then I insisted I was not going to join it. I asked them to go. I sent someone to call my family for me. Like if you know Mile 2, there is a strip that goes to the river. That was where I stood to wait for my family. When they came, no, it's fine.
So you saw your family for the first time in 9 months?
Yeah, no joke me dimba oli kabna ko sof me. Kulen kono fu tokko de ko bakki.
Yes, when they arrived, my wife did not come.
My
My brother that works with Nawek With his friend.
Taxi.
They came with a taxi. And came. When they arrived, when they saw me, they started crying. I could not keep that. Then they asked, was this the way you were here? I answered in the affirmative. They asked, was this the only trouser and the shirt that you had on?
For these 9 good months.
For these 9 good months. Only this trouser and that shirt. I answered in the affirmative. They asked of my pants, my underwears. I told them I have none. I told them I have none. I told them the only one that I left home with was the one I was using. But they said they knew. Okay. When they were coming, they came with my clothes. I went to the big side. I had a bath. I took off my uniform and threw it into the river.
So for the first time in 9 months, you were able to change what you were wearing.
Yes, that was the first time, and it was on that day.
Because imagine any access.
Because I had no access.
You were not allowed a lawyer, were you?
To
talk to a lawyer. To visit you.
My family engaged the services of a lawyer, but I wasn't allowed to talk to that lawyer.
Appear your court.
If he appears before the court, if the lawyer appears before the court, they will tell him I'm at the NIA. When I was at the mile 2. This was what they were doing. NIA mile 2. The lawyer was discouraged at the end.
So,
because he does not know.
In a sense, you were basically disappeared at some stage.
Good, exactly.
Exactly. Exactly, that was what they did.
So you were not allowed to see a lawyer?
Yes, they do not allow me to see a lawyer.
You were not allowed family visits?
For several times.
My wife came there for several times. They do not allow her to see me. My brother that is with the army,
David.
He came to see David. So that they will negotiate. If I were guilty, then they should charge me before a court of law. If I were to be convicted, then let me serve my sentence. But all my rights were seized.
At the security wing, how was the food?
Security wing. Free of both fine and
security wing in ye kupresidential kokumare umusina kuseno ingone njari mo ingone njari ni laishani but they come ingole ne area because most of free of ngom ni kanimum ku officer abala farm.
At the security wing, most of the time, the prisoners used to bring food for me. But I will check and see. If I could eat, I will eat. If I cannot, I return it to them. But sometimes the officers, if they buy breakfast, if they eat and have a remnant, then they will bring that to me. You're only here, Wali Kor. During that time, he was one of the ESOs. He had also tried on me, though.
La sere njajola.
He's a Syrian and I'm a Jola.
Wakuma pour makani
What they want him to do on me,
Mahmoud.
he refused.
What was it they wanted him to do?
nya buko wako mami mbaka o au
Because Wali Kor,
Because Wali Kaur,
naga fa mobile ye jimunya fa kuregenya,
the day the phone that they allegedly had said got lost,
akila jalo dom screening.
he was the one that came in.
Nana jalo,
And when he came in,
yena toko on the table.
I was the one he found on the decks.
But ya tuazi mo manokene security number block 5.
That time, my 2IC went into security number
So all
block 5.
la ko de table.
He was the one I was waiting at the decks.
Na rilotom,
When he came in,
nana commander,
he called commander.
nana nima mbeja kajike karao.
He told me I wanted to go round.
Nana carry on.
I ordered him to carry on.
Nana ula tu buroko bokonoro.
I told him we are all on the same gap.
Yo Wali Kor nana jawnya purugo.
Then Wali Call went on and came back
Nana everything is okay.
and told me everything was okay.
He turned to him.
Then I praised him.
Nana job well done.
I told him, job well done.
Because Wali Kor dukanya na monja nje no.
Because Wali Call passed through my hands, I trained him.
Okay, let us move on.
Nya kuya furia.
The issue of the food,
Ngela ko lakodo.
when I was there,
Ana mo mo de furi.
my people weren't allowed to bring food.
Ba you visit.
No visits were.
Ba you medication sumo.
I don't even have my medications.
So kuya furia. Ingon de ba you kuya furia anyama.
So the issue of the food, I never had the food coming.
Ngalo jawan mo
as
meri mo
it
iringon
is.
jare ni la sani.
When they bring food, if I can eat, I eat. If I cannot, I just return it.
Wala wani jukum di furia mondo balu embom.
What I saw on the food there,
Ko ofisa kuri ya kuri nja.
when the officers eat and they have
Mura yoli.
their bread leftovers,
Yo fa yo customer holder.
they would have to smuggle it.
Amsa ko sokon.
Because if anyone was caught,
Because wada kila David mana baje special NIS.
because that time David had his own special
Ile
NIS,
ngal le furia bedinje.
that would bring the food for me,
Amsa pa do aba sokon.
that anybody that bring food to me and these NIS were able to see you,
I join with the same. I join that party with me the same.
he will join that person with me in the same cells.
As a result of the food, did you develop any condition?
nya kuye furia baba kan wa fa no baje kom kasumutu kanu baye
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Because njomdo.
Because I was still there.
What condition did you develop as a result of the food?
nya kole ya kuye no baje kuye furia fesi enda sinanga sudiru Pretty.
Furia de Kolian Bajon.
On the side of the food, the hardship I had
Furia Fubilija.
was when the food is served
Kusenanja.
and they give me my share.
Erija.
Anytime I eat,
Vatanja also patient.
during that time I was an ulcer patient.
Erija Njelach.
If I eat, I vomit afterwards.
Dijau.
This keep going.
I
ended up being used to it. So if the food is served, I will be able to eat a little. But the food wasn't good at all. I will not be speaking the lies here. The kind of hardship I had at the security wing, since the inception of Mile 2, if there had been any officer that went through the same, then I would be number one. I would be number one. Anyone that had gone through that hardship is just helping me. Because prisoners used to have rest. But for me, I never had any rest.
Always indoors.
Always I am indoors. It went up to, I got a sickness, I felt sick there.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think what you were going through was fair?
Nyanya koma kei au kuye kolia tu ya nutaki nya diru dan ko kolinya momo mo waren kan.
You think it was humane?
Kijak prum ko kam ahadamadi.
at all.
No, that should not happen at all. That is why I said I will not come here and not speak the truth.
Well, Mr. Witness, what I am trying to show is what was happening to you was not unique. This was the same medicine you and your colleagues were giving to other prisoners. What you went through is exactly the same that others were going through, or even worse. Do you agree with that?
Yes, that is true. I cannot say no to that because most people came here and speak as to what their problems were.
So how did you feel at that time, knowing fully well that what you were going through was exactly what you were paid to do to other people?
Watakili nanula kama di kolia huyu au bunu jukore di fang bunu wonore no parce que au wanula kama kakalamuta kolia la kama kakalamuta watakili ya woku chami mbe puru mbe bukanka ke pop kala kama anku kulumi do kaso e pop mbiku mbijikani momo nya bunu jukore meno
nyande kan
that shouldn't have happened.
Nyande kan ba nyanje for yo musila ko fami exercise yo fam.
Because myself, I have never sat and exercised. If you would ask any prisoner about me, he would tell you that Abdou Anabi has respected human beings and their rights.
You may have been one of the better prison officers.
Ako nani Anabi awon nukan an no manje o fanglo akoy ko fang ko prison officers ka ko kandumi.
But what I'm driving at is this. As a prison officer, you knew what the system was.
Come on, prison officer. I'll find you welcome a prison officer.
You knew the terrible conditions the prison service was putting prisoners into.
Prison officers can the prisoner can come soft me and I prison office. Can't tomorrow.
It's true. And that should not have happened.
And as a person detained in that same prison,
prison officer
you got to experience yourself firsthand what others were experiencing.
That is true.
And you still realize that this was terrible and it was unlawful.
That is true. It shouldn't have happened.
And you were released. You went back to that same service to contribute, to do to others what you concluded was terrible. How could you reconcile yourself to coming back to that service as a prison officer, contributing to that terrible environment in which people were kept?
remedy palaso yana mani palaso re palaso yana mani sumutu kalako.
What you just said is something that had happened.
Because
the work at the prisons is not an easy job.
Because
if you would know how you're supposed to work at the prisons, then you would not be discouraged.
Still now,
because if you see what had happened on me, I still had faith in God. I had faith in God and still stayed at the prison. But I've checked it to see what had happened on me was not what had gone through the due process.
But Mr. Anabi, you focused on the due process. That is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is the physical conditions which you went through as a prison officer, as an inmate, as a detainee.
Ada could come man prison maneno meno de. But wahan man ano phone am broke up the prison or prison or angar academy waho apalo la ana no manji manko sofe. Yona reganya.
You knew firsthand the hardships that the prisoners had to go through. Which would not have been possible without the prison officers.
Bando ujukuja do can't a prison officer fanga akadero nyinole moka do remo mubokana kanko kulinyamo.
Yet upon your release, you agreed to return to work as a prison officer. Contributing your own fair share in creating that environment
Purundi jingole njirok man boda ndambuko kosofi mfama kolya buko
which you say was terrible.
Na ufamu manjimatiko riri kolya.
What do you say to that?
Nya awanu bajebera elegoli to
yo kai ojikeja kai wanataka nyamo.
If you would look into this, you would realize that what you've said is true. The work is very hard, the job is very hard, but you have to have faith in God. What people do on their fellow human beings, I never sat and prayed for me to do that to anybody. Even if I see anybody wanting to do that, I will stop you. Because I knew the hardship that's in the prisons. Only if you don't work there, or you are not kept there one time. But if you had ever worked there or you've been detained there, you should know how you would treat fellow human beings.
I'll leave that point. Let's move on. So, after your release, you went back to work to the prisons. How was your relationship with David Colley?
Nya nanko ubil me ku kateni la mula mkuma se broke up the prison. Temorelli au miri David Colley bule lake.
The time I was released from prisons, I was released as a sick person. I was sick already. Because during that time, if I vomit some blood. That was why when I was released, they asked us to start the work. I did not go. but my colleagues returned to work. Because I had already informed them the day we were released that I was sick. And that whilst I was in detention, I did not have the access to go to the hospital. But now that I am released, if you would not give me the permission, then that is up to you, but I will not go to work. I would have to. Then my colleagues went back and started. Some were transferred to Jos 1, then to Janjambure, and others left in Mile 2. I was transferred to Jos 1. When I was transferred to Jos 1, I went and reported to the commandant and had put to him that I was sick. I would not be able to come to work. He told me, even if you were to die, if you do not come to work, you'll be dismissed. I sat and I did not go. My younger brother was called. That was at the SG. He called
SG?
me.
What?
Which SG?
SG Amber.
State House.
SG at the State House.
At the office of the Secretary General?
If you say Secretary General, Monte.
No, actually, State House like
State Guards?
State Guard.
Ah, okay.
Yes, State Guards. He was with the State Guards. He was called and informed him that your brother, his colleagues are working, but he has not reported yet. When my brother called to inform me that, I asked him who called you. He said the Director General of the NIA called him.
Who was it at the time, the DG NIA?
DJ NIA Amber.
He was Yankuba Baji. Then I replied in the affirmative that yes, it's true, I've not been going to work. And I told him that I was sick. I told them if they were interested in my well-being, I am interested in my health. I told him if you could inform the director to call me. But then he has never called me.
How many months did you stay before you went back to work? How long did you stay before you went back to work?
I did not stay for a month.
3 weeks.
It's about 2 to 3 weeks.
So you returned to work eventually?
Please wait. When I asked Yankuba Baji to call me, the DG NIA, he never called. He never called.
Commandant?
On the whole,
the
director NIA was called by David that Anabi has not yet reported.
So what is
what I suspected within was they don't know my fate.
Another movement
because he thought I was doing another movement for my case at the High Court.
Any access me free.
So he does not want me to have any access to be free to continue on my legal action.
So you told us earlier that Ibrahim Jammeh was called or used to call himself royal family or member of the royal family. Could you explain this further for us? Was there in fact a royal family at the prison?
Ibrahim Jammeh na wonka fanga royal family. Nyampon ko regulate royal family fang. Nebaje bojedo pombu ufelo royal family.
Royal family njefadi Ibrahim Folonya Jammeh.
The issue of the royal family, I first heard it from Ibrahim Jammeh. Because Ibrahim is somebody that is very pompous. Wherever he is, he shows of himself. But if you see, or if you come to a conclusion as to why he was able to do all that, It was all possible because of the Director General. He was the one that always backed Ibrahim.
Was it only Ibrahim Jammeh who was considered a member of the royal family at the prison?
Nyamante Ibrahim Jammeh kebu kebu kana kumanyi watiko omi royal family.
He is the only one that I used to know about, and I know that he was called royal family.
How about David Colley? How did he carry himself in terms of his powers at the prison?
Yeah, David Colley dum obuna atebore meno brakabola anja e kane brakabolo di place wala.
David Boroko o bagara te Boroko ni sinde yola.
David took this work as if it's his family business.
David wara la fam ku cem ko ngedo director general de.
During that time, some people would not even call him as Director General only.
Mansa Koli ko onke.
They would refer to him as Mansa Koli.
Because what suma kila.
Because whatever he likes,
Ida ko palo senior officers kola ida ko mamma wala ko mamot o ona jebe kane.
whether the senior officers, that's the senior management, accepted or not, he would do it. There were people that would still advise him, but he would not listen.
Director General
The present Director General, Ansumana Mane, he used to advise, but he would never heed to it.
David
Because for David, he took himself like, whatever he feels like doing is what he will do. Because during that time, even officers, if they go to work, they are fearful as to whether they will return home or they will continue being prisoners themselves. That is why any officer that had closed lately, your family members would call to confirm if you are returning home or you are detained.
So David the department prison.
So David was somebody that was very, very difficult within the prisons.
David. Would you say that he was a measured Director General of Prison who respected the rights of people he worked with, or how would you describe him?
Nya kom amana korsi mi de manji yoli mante pano sumango ananu manje kuyenu manji mi wara mejo di kaswe di pruma before mambi jak di bokanak kando mburakabu kanko kulumi atebete bi jak di boko mante o abunu joko meno manta ngari awonori bu fam
David awonori bobo David
would never think about that.
David,
David, what he feels that is good is only what he does. Whether you accept it or not, that is what he would do. David had paraded himself as a lion. Even his senior management officers, that is the senior management, are afraid of him. If you see that the junior officers had no rights at the prisons, even if you are on the truth, or you are still afraid. Because David had threatened all the senior officers. Because that is why nobody had to talk to him. A lot of them went on voluntary retirement. Because of what?
Because
of how David used to parade himself before them, and how he will parade them and insult, insults on them anyhow.
Anyhow he wants.
If he wants to trouble you, he will cause you anyhow, and nothing will come out of it. Sorry.
The prison was his personal fiefdom. He ruled it the way he wanted, and nobody could do a thing about it. What do you say to that?
Kankanang prison, yo ka asofena mante lupo. And man mo killer on sumo meno mana sumo meno mona tene me ma anita asanken hanfurem.
Correct.
That is very correct. That is true. David took the prisons to be his family house. Because even sometimes he will brag that even if he leaves, Anybody that will come after him,
command that person.
he will still have the orders to command that person.
So Mokare David Ejayo la ba leñu be prison.
That is why David
Favored officers.
He's going and coming back to the office. Did not favor the prisons.
Ejala de la favored officers.
Okay, his dismissals and coming back to the prisons. Because anytime he is dismissed, if he returns, he comes back with an infight. Me speaking here, David would never say that this was what Anabi did to me. Because I have no problems with anybody. I have been treating everybody equally. Wherever I am, everybody would know that Anabi is the one sitting there.
The officers?
Not for the officers.
Not the prisoners.
Not for the prisoners.
Where do you think David got all those powers to do whatever he wanted in the prisons and nothing would come out of it?
Ya awde mangeoli binu so fe David bona bagilo sembayo anu mangi monsuma meno mona tene meno ba aneta go hani waf.
Ngere you came David mante ofa wa jala jamala ko ma arebu kana dunia tu maku jameko acha baba no bagilo sembas.
Based on my observation, unless David himself is called upon here to come and tell us where he got all these powers from. But one thing I know is that he is very close to Usman Sonko, his boss.
David.
Whatever is good to David would be the same to Usman Sonko. Usman Sonko is part of David's ill-doing at the
David prison too.
David, whatever he is doing at the prisons,
Minister of Interior,
he cannot say that him being the Minister of Interior would not know about it. If he say that, I will say that is not true. If you realize I don't feel, I am not afraid of anything, I know how my parents done me. I never anything. If I am on my right, I will not be fearful. David himself knows who Anabi is. Although I am a Gino man to him, but he knows who Anabi is. Because if I am on the right path, I am not fearful.
Okay. Now let's talk about the prison farm.
Now, Mika Kalaka K prison. I'm correct, prison farm.
Does the prison have a farm?
Yeah, prison, everybody in the Kalak.
Prison, everybody around Banjul.
Yes, they have a farm around Banjul. There were so many times. I used to go there with the recruits. We farm, grow crops like groundnut, maize, with some beans.
Where does the produce go to?
Yeah, urudanjiwanya nya tu bebeje tebelome.
Uru tu wanja tu banja mankam tu tebli teb tu.
After the harvest, what I used to see is they take it to the headquarters. Headquarters, that is David's office.
But from there,
for us, we never know where they take these things to. Whether he takes these things to his house, or he gives it out to other people. But I have never and would never say that he had ever taken this to the prisons for prisoners. Or he gives it to the officers. I have never witnessed that and I have never seen it.
Well, if it doesn't go to the prison officers,
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the prisons. But where else does it go?
Ya kanya ko prison officer ku send ku prison officers. Ascend buku kan kondo me lan ko kule. Nya kama babe jemi.
Banja rek akila ko tebe ku set.
After the harvest, they just give it to him. Well, he is the one that knows where he takes these things to. But there was a prison farm though.
But right now,
as we speak,
President Farmer, 2016.
Even in 2016,
Last batch any training,
last batch that I conducted training, they were with me going to the farms. We had grown some crops like groundnut, beans. There was an in charge.
Commissioner admin.
He was commissioner administration.
Number 2.
When we were done with the farming, and did the harvest and brought it to the prisons, he asked us to take it to the stores for the prisoners, for them to add it onto the food for the prisoners. That I witnessed and I have seen it.
That time was David there?
No, David wasn't there. Then he was already dismissed or he left.
Has anything like that happened during David's time?
David
No, it had never happened. Let me say I have never seen. Even if it had happened, I have never seen.
We have received evidence that all the harvest was taken to David's house.
According to Abdou,
David can do anything.
David.
David. Maybe for you people that don't know him, but for us we know him.
David, what do you know?
David can do anything.
You painting him as a bad person. Have you ever seen a worse person than him?
David come anajakut. Anajakut. Afange David.
No,
Yes. Since I was born, I have never seen anybody that is as wicked as David. And like it is, I'm sure the world would go to an end. I would not, or I would never see anybody that is as wicked as David.
Because I'm a Gino officer.
Because for me, that had been a Guinea officer to him, the kind of hardship I've went through. I don't even know what I did. And he cannot still sit and say, this is what I did.
Right now.
Our badge right now at the prisons, we are only 5. And all the 5 personnel,
they are above me.
All of them are my senior.
Mr. Chair, I have no further questions for the witness.
So
now you finish. Yes.
So
if you look into those things, David would never be a good person. And even if he comes here, maybe if he speaks lies, I am not afraid of him. I am not afraid of him. Because David, if he sits, he used to say he is a pagan. He has no religion, no path to follow. So a person that has no religion, what would he be fearful of?
One last question. What was his relationship with Yaya Jammeh?
Himself and the big man, I don't know anything about. Unless he goes to the big man and
sometimes
lie to him. Because sometimes there was some time ago, just the prison farms that you're referring to, then I was at the Ganyambure prisons. My younger brother, that was next to me,
of the same family,
was one time going past through that end with a bicycle.
Then Deputy Director Thomas.
Then the Deputy Director Thomas was the one at the farm.
Who created a problem.
Then they created problem for me.
Because I called him from State House.
Someone called me from the State House.
By the name Modu Jaju.
By the name Momodu Jaju. Momodu Jaju.
Nanam Babaja I could take about prison family.
And said to me that one of your brother was beating around your prison farms.
Nanam Baranyen so mate our prison farm.
And he said he thought I was at
I moved to Janjambure.
I told him that I was moved to Janjambure.
But they come to Kukoken Babe.
It happened, they had a plan. They had a plan for me to be dismissed. Janyambure, I was called back. When I came, I was told
Thomas Nane, deputy,
that Thomas said that you asked that boy to go into the prison's farm and that you also insulted him on phone. Then I asked, where is Thomas?
Thomas being a deputy director.
I then said, Thomas being a deputy director, how would I inform him? I told them no, I was the one that in fact called Thomas. That someone called me to inform me that you had a problem with somebody from Kanilai. We spoke very good, but on the whole, what I was discussing with him, he came to David and fabricated him and said what had not happened. That I insulted him, that I was the one that instructed the child to come to the farm. Then those were the reasons I was called back from and said I was going to be dismissed. There were people close to the big man.
Who is the big man you're referring to?
I'm the
big man that I was referring to was Yaya Jammeh. Those boys were my brother. They knew about it and that I was recalled and this was what they planned to do unto me. The case just died up that way. I don't even know the head.
Yaya Jammeh intervened.
It's possible, but I could not confirm that. But this is how they asked me to go back. Because Yaya Jammeh did not even know me among my peers. He did not know me.
You were at the prisons during the time of the female prison director general, correct?
The prison what I look about me. What I kill and I say prison of and the director of prison I say and I look about what I kill our bo.
Good.
Yes, I was.
How would you rate her administration compared to David Collis?
Nya buruka bola be society officer man ko tebore meno o ko di David bunot mka suma ko yoli.
No, could you call it?
You cannot even compare them.
Could you call it?
You cannot compare them.
That lady
between heaven and hell. Use those.
In fact, what you are saying, that is how it is. Because that lady, after God, apart from God, 2007, she was the one that recommended for my sergeant promotion.
Promoted my sergeant rank.
I was promoted to sergeant.
Because
she went and realized that my people were starting fights against me. She does not know. I don't even also know.
But
then she brought me close to her.
Don't talk about the personal interest.
We are
talking about the administration in general. How she managed the place as compared to how David managed the place.
They are not even the same. This woman, it's God that made her to be a female, but she is a man in herself. She is in her grave. I will not speak the truth. I will not speak lies against her. She used to fight for the rights of officers. She fights for the rights of prisoners. And she always fights for the prisoners to have what they want, or what they desire. Having such a lady is not an easy thing. In fact, maybe that was why God did not allow her to live more than that.
100% sure.
If she was still alive, I am 100% sure that my rank would have been more than this today. Because he knows how I am working in the prisons.
Was she a fair person? How about David Colley?
David, you cannot even say he did anything. Anybody that will come here and speak good about David, then you are a kafir. You are not a Muslim.
David.
For David, even me speaking here, if he had a way to kill me, he would have done so. Maybe you people don't know, but I know. David is not somebody that you should not even compare the lady to David. Whatever, even if he may come here and speak, whatever he would be saying would not be the truth. David had not seen anything yet. If God willing, he has not seen anything yet.
Let's leave it at that, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Musical chair among hijackers of the state. Gambia was hijacked. The stories that we're hearing here, it is incredible. To have prison officers beating detainees, turning them into slave laborers.
Bukan kanu manje ko kuro buro kabdi kaso ano nge tek bukan kan manje ko ko kuli le teki mante la e kan na mante bukumi kel.
And the people doing whatever they wanted in a confined area, these guys could not even get out and demonstrate their anger. Forgive us all, really. To blame all these things on him, where is individual responsibility?
Banja anna dabu jala la komane itawtre emite ba kite ba emite kan emite e balula parce que e gare kuruma ko mom na hugane emite ban aw fan war wonor mate ko aw xana medin mo mal bunotu me e kane broka ba jaka.
Our provision in the act perhaps would temper our reaction to some of these things, that we are here only to create an impartial record of violations and abuses that have occurred in this country, 1994 to 2017.
Nane barhano tikeja oluburoka bolli bo engese tonya enu manyi mitonya tilinye pour kajom katumi e baje mbi ko jukku mate ko uru kankan tarike no manje tarike sete o waboje dire mo famolla kabiri 1994 ante bejo be 2017.
I hope everybody in the Gambia is listening to these revelations that we have been hearing these past few days, what's been going on with detainees, and that they would all turn, I hope, to the Never Again campaign. You can't have this kind of thing happen in the country again.
Hani beja na film ko Gambia tan konya ko baka yintini man ko maj kuye la ko meke jawore dire Gambia no kuye no mani me akame e jawre mo famu pour mambe anosa na baj ka hama ko matiko ur kuye wara falling pour mantiko Never Again campaign e kilia e juma anosa na falling anu mani wo jakuto an waranta tama dori mo famolla.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, we go ahead and start them with Bishop and then on this side. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman.
Bishop Odiko Omangebeken, Nani Chairman Abaraka.
Mr. Abdou Anabi Jammeh.
Mr. Abdou Anabi Jammeh.
The prison farm or farms, I don't know how many they were.
Nani kala ka ke prison mante ulak parce que amanji tulak ono butundu mante ka kon mante wujuto.
Kala kokon.
It was one farm.
One. Who does it belong to?
Kala kukuku. Kala kati aima.
Kala
akilmi kala kak aima.
Kala pro prisons.
The farm was for the prisons.
The farm was for the prisons.
Yes.
But if I heard correctly,
it
seems as if the produce were not given to the prisoners.
Ankana mate wankuro kem de kalaka ko kusindi to bokana kanu manyi ko dum ko kule di kaso.
You just nod your head, I'm not too sure.
Nano jabi tak mo umde fulingi fuko folike sanke mante hani.
Yes, that was what had happened.
Well, that could have been one of the reasons why they have poor diets in the prisons.
Ana oto o udu popanka wa fanmanye benendi furia fanmanye mo kame furia fuja ko to ferang be kunda kan manye ko man ko kulido o prisoner man ko kulido di kaso.
Another thing. Was the farm work part of your job description?
Broka badikalaka do podu do ka broka bolu matiko a prison officer do ku safi matiko broka bolu bo buru di broka.
The
prison's farm, since we came,
don't talk about prison farm.
We found the farm within the prison. Because after we finished, that is after our harvest, we would bring everything and give it to them. So we bring it and deliver it to the authorities. But I believe what you just said should have been what they would do, so that the food that would be served on the prisoners would have been an easy thing. When we have all this harvest in the prison store, the diet that would have been served on the prison officer would have been a better diet. Because we did not do the work for one person, so we believe it should not have gone to one person.
With prisoners and the officers, maybe officers benefit, maybe it can be better.
Even the work that we used to do, even if at all the officers used to have some benefit with the harvest, maybe that would be better.
But prison officer benefited.
I have never even seen the prison officers benefiting from the harvest. So that is why your question is a good question. If we had had this food in the prison store, maybe the diet would have been better.
Yeah, but then and one part that you have not answered. Was it part of your job description? You should go and farm in the prison farm.
Do po di broka bolundo pulum buji jaw you wara wara pop na hiji jaw kala broka do po do the part of the prison officers job.
Like I said, the culture we found it within. We found the culture at the prisons that officers will go and work on the farm, and that was what we followed through.
Commissioner Kinte, you have the floor.
Anabi,
Commissioner Kinte.
thank you for your deliberation.
Mana baraka.
I recall when I was in Armitage High School, prisoners there had prison farms.
Prisoner Kebo, prison farms.
They had a garden along the riverside, and also a number of rice fields. But I remember whatever was produced from those gardens and the rice fields, part was directly taken to supplement the food diet. And the other part will be monetized, still also directing to improving the diets and general welfare of the prisoners. I wasn't an authority then, and even now, maybe I'm not an authority to that level, but I know the rationale to have prison farm, the importance can never be overemphasized.
And no akanta a prison officer, but no man ko two purman be kurambe no deru prison officer.
Apart from the food benefits that can be derived,
Purja de endai furia fati kaso yankoto mika e botay.
the fact that it can be a training ground and a motivational ground for livelihood development for prisoners as a form of rehabilitation is one fundamental.
But what can palace no manje eli bukana kanumanye kukuro man kukule purumbi kungole kuliki buraka manumanye pambuna fay banya pambuna burambe ni mbe kukambu kankajake pur kajon kupurja do kasoe mbe kunafa fanga fole.
And indeed it was serving that those days in the early 70s to mid 70s, as I recall.
But ban no dudla ko me eja kabil no 70s mantebe I don't know late 70s.
Yeah, early mid 70s. I would still want to encourage the prison to maintain the farm, even expand on it.
Hani beja at ombalo e purumbi prison ku continue buraka bakiliabu buraka ban kula ko me kan no 70s hani ku ngole fan ku nge fan mam jake ku ngole ku kammo.
But indeed it has to be purposeful.
Ku kanto mode.
My question following is, David is monopolizing the produce from the greater Banjul area, or precisely from the mile 2 efforts.
David umbangare mu enda muwanya akan o kebo akile.
Do you have any idea whether a similar thing is happening in Janjambure and probably in Joswan?
Mante pungo nurigere mante kuyo David atamandi nyamom. Fasane kile yombe jai Janjambure di Joswan prison.
Yo Varsan Kenya. Yo Bajot.
What you have said is not what had been happening.
Because Janjambure Mara Kenya.
Because Janjambure, as you rightfully said,
the Joswan
and Joswan, if you easily put, their food were better than that of mile 2.
Because Janjambure,
everything that they harvest would be taken straight to the stores for the prisoners, for it to complement each other. Even if they have shortage like yesterday, well, if you are to gauge these prisons, you will realize that the prisons at Ganjambure would be the first. Although their rules are not that much, but their food, alhamdulillah, is better. Coming to Joswan, everything that they worked on and had, their harvest would be also taken to their store. That I can also say.
But mile 2?
But for mile 2, all the harvest that will also go to David's house, all those that came to testify, and whatever they will say on David is true. David is a very difficult person. He made himself as an untouchable person. He made himself an untouchable person, a liar. He is not fearful of anything. But for now, the director that we have now, Ansumana Mane, is trying his best. He's trying his best.
Although role mile 2, you have role say Janjambure.
Though the role at mile 2 is more than that of Joswan and Janjambure, and the director Ansumana Mane,
whatever the purpose of Majajathor,
he will always leave his office to go around checking. Before he even came here to testify, not for once or twice, I saw him go around. What he talked about sometimes used to happen in my presence. The prisoners are human beings like us.
Tambi ke me info no kanale de.
We should not be looking at ourselves as if we are in uniform. If I hear anybody doing anything bad to any prisoner, I will just use the law. What David did to you people yesterday, I will not do it. Because I know that is not in the law. That is why Ansumana Mane is doing his best. Now, all officers are comfortable. He is not disturbing anybody. Unless those that would disturb Ansumana Mane. For Ansumana Mane, unless those that would disturb him. But I can say he is definitely doing his best.
Abdou, again, my next point is going to be a different line. We have learned that David uses recruits in implementing the tortures. And you told us that a number of times you have been deployed at the training center because of your ability, what you did in and so on. Also, it was evident that during the time of Ibrahim Jammeh, the recruits were used in the torture. During the time of Malang Tamba, I believe, I'm not sure whether I'm correct with the name, recruits were used in the tortures. Could you tell us whether for any one moment during your own time as an instructor, recruits were used for any form of torture or malpractice?
David burkabola enga kunyila kasiku nak kanamanya ko buka karandi dikanya na kola maisi buko to meteke buka nak teke aja kota di Ibrahim Jammeh pop o pop nyonga kile na kane nyowel malantamba nani nya aw manya aw burkabole jamenge babu training school na hokan mabire babe nani aw mante aw di nyale nan lakume kane nanu lakom bobdo mu sujuk ma ngare anyi ko jinio passé man kuiso burka bate take
yo harbuno ko kurana ko koli
Even if they were drunken, they would not do that in my presence. Even if anybody among them was my senior, immediately you took that action,
stop it forthwith.
I will stop that forthwith. They knew that about me. I do not take any nonsense.
And even the trained me to be an instructor.
Even the one that trained me to be an instructor had never trained me that way.
So let a man wala they can just a so-called instructor.
So I will not accept. I will not accept all the recruits that are under me, or they bring a so-called instructor to the school. I will not take it today, I will not take it anytime. And they've never done that in my presence when I was. What I've been saying at the commission here, I told you I am not afraid of anything if not for God.
So,
I will make that very, very clear that they are not even crazy enough to do that.
Thank you very much, Abdou.
Baraka Abdou.
Commissioner Kinte, you made me nervous temporarily when you mentioned Armitage High School you went to and the prisoners working here, and I thought you were going to say they had half of their produce and the other half went to Armitage. I'm glad that you didn't get to that. Armitage has been, still is the best high school in the world. They wouldn't do that. Gambia High School guys and St. Augustine's and St. Joseph's, they can say whatever they want. Armitage is the best high school in the world. Imam Jallo, you have the floor, please.
Stories I've had in the last few days.
Nane asedo nane kibare na jammi kuna kakawuji nyamom
Have really confused me.
Ani kibara kile jahase bigete bumbum.
Seems the prison was really a center for slavery, for torture, and for no respect for humanity.
Ani ni mante ki sof mante prison place no manje place te kan anu wo jakute e sof anu na Mikel e kan anu wani me kan dala hade kuete hade madingo ku buñawto yo.
And there are a lot of senior officers working with this one guy who is the Lord.
Ban baba jib kunifan kamenge kanamanje mi senior officer kanamanje mi ko ko ni burok di anawma kuno ngonkone mi David.
There is a government that is in control of the situation. Ministry particularly.
And ministry yo kamara palace you too.
Why didn't you people rise up to show your anger and dissatisfaction?
Wakana jito to manji se balamba panji se matiko wa fon anamde jay wa sumutu mo wakame bi jombe late pour mu kana ko tout ko man.
But who do you really blame for this kind of situation? Who would you blame?
Yeah, ku tu yeba nya mom tu manjoro nya mom. I know to make a blame.
Thank you.
Baraka.
Okay, thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Baraka.
Correction, Mr. Commissioner.
Commissioner, okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Commissioner, thank you. Nija wana sangenya.
I heard what you've said.
Uli president komini mandre mtare kantu bejo betare bejo befu gajor.
For us at the prisons, just like what I've said, it's not that I will come here to lie.
Uli kunyila.
For us, the Guinean,
Ujamorja.
if we were speaking in the same voice,
Barkunfana kujamor.
and our seniors aren't speaking the same voice for us,
Ujuk lengon and jaw.
it would not work.
And I believe
I have the belief that
me kunifana
the senior officers,
ko ulil nyanu najo mo obaj buruma wanu luswala.
they are the people that should have empowered us so that we would do what we want.
But come in the commission.
But like I said here at the commission,
David nakanga na manje.
David is someone
Kunfana bait akangeno.
that none of the senior officers is,
Na bajum kunyila kan manje.
and he had junior officers that
Ko fana ko kusenom information.
would always give him the informations
Diko officer kalege na pour moko kajen haja soli.
about good officers so that they would destroy their careers.
Nya kunfana ku kagande ja David.
Now say where the senior officers are afraid of David,
Nya kunyila bu karno ko be kam moko basamba.
how would the junior officers have those power? Who would empower them?
Uye galem department yole prison.
This is one of the problems at the prisons.
Kunfana kanya
Our
prison to bait
department.
akangene prison David.
All those senior officers at the prisons, none of them,
David ansana mbejum bere ko tonya.
David, if any of them wants to stand him and speak the truth to him,
A transfer deja.
if he do not transfer you,
Ba create a problem. Waje kama kuchisori all.
he will create a problem that will result to you.
Yo jike yola.
That is his,
Yo
that
jike
is what
yola.
he does. That is what he does.
Foni bajum.
That is what I have to your answer, to your question, sorry.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Carr. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Jammeh, for your testimony.
Baraka Commissioner ka amambe kengi. Ana baraka Mr. Witness.
Thank you.
My first question is, during the 9 months that you were detained, did you receive your dues or did you receive salary or any remuneration?
Nani inge free ma fana mambe kengi follow. Au na kusofu mi mante kule ibati kule nkono futoko de kubaki. Buchama boli bana wara mu bad dim broka boli di mansakunda kanyana ke mansakunda. No bu bajubo. Ko chami cham.
Wada kila na kusofanya.
Yes, during that time when I was detained,
All the budget any access.
I do not have any access.
Family mo mandukuri ngon the budget any access.
My family, Whether they were eating or not, I have no access to them.
But salary imbo.
But for my salaries,
I am ba female no meko.
I had the belief that that I was going to be dismissed. That my salary would have been tampered with. But God so good. When I was discharged from the prisons, after all their movements, our transfers,
dismissed on that. I'm not dismissed.
That was when I realized that I was in dismissed. So I knew that my salary would have been still there.
So
then after some time, I went to the bank to check. I realized my salaries were still paid. I would not be telling lies here. That was not that. But those salaries, I can say maybe I could not use it for a better thing. Because that time my wife was desperate, going to Marabous and giving out charities. And when I brought in the salaries, I used it to pay all the loans he took when I was away. And I told her that we should have faith in God. Then after I was released, good friends I had some good friends, also people that I used to help on their on my treat also, like I said when I commenced, they came seeing me, and some of them, good Samaritans, give me some things that I would help my family and myself. That was how I was.
Thank you. The second question is on, you've mentioned that you were once in charge of the training school, if I got your testimony correctly.
Training school di kanya ne kon la ko kanja na jame jam jak e bibela ko kanya kia wat yake.
No, I was once twice.
Okay,
I was once second in command, 2IC.
Okay, I think you can still answer my question. My question is, what forms of training do you give to the recruits?
Nane kama hanbe jawo pana ajiki man pongon jabi wana mambe ke ngoli nya au training school bon fa training façon heji sede mo bukana kolu kami buraka kam ka karanga do ngenolu
training,
the kind of training we do,
more can prison officer,
for you to become a prison officer,
because I'm soldering this DO.
If you see me soldering this DO,
because
I think they had now taken the sample from me.
Because discipline,
because the discipline should be first inculcated in you, the instructor.
Because
if you, the instructor, had no discipline, you would not or may not be able to train anybody. Then you would have messed up big time. That was what happened to Ibrahim Jammeh.
Ibrahim Jammeh did anything about the school.
Ibrahim Jammeh did not know anything about the school. He only needed the position.
But about any experience in the school?
But he has no experience in the school. That is why, for us, the way we train these officers,
no training,
we train them so that they will be able to know the job. We also train them as to how they will handle the prisoners. Because somebody that is being brought to be placed at one place, he has no father, neither a mother, or anybody at where he is. You, the officer, you are the only one that he sees.
So,
So if the person is good, it should be from you.
But all one train curriculum chila.
But what we train the recruits, we tell them that you cannot be beating prisoners.
A prisoner any offense.
A prisoner that had committed any offense, there is a law or a rule in the books. You take him before that law and there is no beating. That is why, for us, the way we used to in training them, we don't train any recruit to be master. Just like what Ibrahim Jammeh did. Like he did, he brought recruits from nowhere and asked them to do something. Because they would believe that what they're doing is the truth, and when it does not go that way. That is why we used to train recruits as to how they will handle these prisoners in the best form. How they will handle these prisoners. We never train anybody to beat. And even in our law, there is no beating. Even the act, they say that us, the prisons, we don't have an act. There is an act. But that act, if you are not educated, you should have asked those that are educated to tell you, so that you will know how you would handle the prisoners. But if you are not educated, you may not know. That is why I heard what Malantamba said here. Malantamba, I trained him. I sat before the TV and listened to what he has said. But he knows what I trained him. If I had not trained him the good thing, then he would have spoken about it here. Then the whole world will know about it and the media will take it up. But for the training, what you've said, I heard you. We don't train anybody to be brutal on anybody or beat anybody.
Thank you. And this is the final question. Maybe just in your concluding remarks, you can think about prison reforms, especially for the young prisoners out there. When we visited the prisons, I believe this was last year, we saw a lot of young people, and we are told there are skills training there. But I just want to know how you can enhance their productivity after serving their prison sentences. You can do this in your concluding remarks. Thank you. And if we enough for amount on the sene free mafia falabangan no comfort. Mpu dotume sene yamare mambi ku babanyam prison officer mbi ngolel ni rambeni man kampala san manje fangeta nyam mom ona ajijo be babu prison yang kono jibina ban ku kulem ko nyila na jok ba no meno banna man dan na jamati ko ba si metti san kon ka karande ko nyila ko do nyana mom onja ka sankena ko li kala banga nu sensi yamara sanatu me kane san ko e kane do pro mbi ko ngolon ko rambe mando fang si metti a sole si fama si jake mbi ko ngolon kanko ni katme problème ko na fa fanga fole.
Imam C, you have the floor, please.
Imam si nani annabi omba asafari na tentu comme kaside kanu se nyamom na ñaari lacce bi mo la buga laaj nani kurin ko gabana mangi be kengi benn bi moy sonko bi nga don wax nonu wéru ton e folo yom mi sonko an lok me rege no na juuten doron nonu an ko tek mi ñamom mom naka la mujjé ya o ku wela bune la bangi no.
Sonko is fine now.
But still now,
but he is still weak. He is not that strong. If I can recall,
last week Friday,
just last week Friday, he was taken to the hospital. I saw him being escorted to the hospital. But if you see him, you would definitely know that he is sick. and he is on death sentence.
Donc tam tam to o malake o chebo mo.
Wherever you found Sonko in the prisons, he's always sitting alone.
To ko malake o chebo.
Even if they are on rest, their time for resting, he will be sitting alone.
ñaareel laajte bi mooy mobile biñ la tuumal noonu mooy bu Lamin Jah waxoon noonu.
Yani gamunte no mi kuete mobile yang kugani mi momo yang Lamin Jah asanke mi kuete yo.
Bi moko Umar Jallow moko sanni won nga for ko.
Yang kuragi mi ko mate Umar Jallow betene mana aw for yo.
Nak mobile bobu lañ la tuumaloon yang ko amé.
Mobile kila yo ko gani mi yo ngalam ka sanke nak mante yeri kanyana koli hani be jat.
Mobile kila yo ko tuumalam yo kanga wan manje wa bajot.
Yes, that's true, but that has never been the truth.
Was a plan ko setan dal.
It was a plan that I was set up.
But emite fail a plan early.
It was only God that had made the plan to go off.
Mobile.
Because they knew that the phone,
Security mobile
at the security wing, there shouldn't be any phone.
Or plan early.
But their plans, God failed it.
Because mako plan men ko fail.
Because what they've planned all failed. Because, like I said, you're oddly here, Wale Kor, he left the job. He was the one they wanted to use. He came and told me that you are a Jola and I'm a Sirere. That I was going to leave, I was going to resign. That if I didn't leave, that they want me to say that what Lamin Jah said was true. And between myself and God, where I found you on the desk,
is almost 100 meters away.
If you would see from where the phone was found, it was 100 meters away. So you could not have left the book here when the prisoners were all outside.
Number 7.
And go up to number 7 from number 5. So he said, those reasons were why I was going to leave the job. My answers to him, or my reply to him were, Wali, you have to go, otherwise they will imprison you. I told him what they planned. Because the phone they're talking about, if they had got it in their hands, then it would have been mine. Either I accept or not, the phone would definitely. And God knows that I am not a trafficker. You can attest to that. You see it, how I treat the officers. Not even the prisoners. The officers. My advice is to them, even at the school. Don't bring. Don't take it back. For the prisoners, my advice is to them. Don't implicate officers. Whatever place, and you ask the officer to go and bring it for you, you know that will bring troubles for the officer. Don't ask officers to do that. Because if you do, you would be. But now you may not know it, but for hereafter there will be a judgment. That is why that phone, they've tried their best to recover that phone, as they say, if it is true. Up till today, the phone has never been recovered. The phone, as they say, if it was true, they have the phone.
Maybe what I will come to court.
Maybe by now I'm still going to court.
But plan because can't
but because their plans failed because what they've said was not the truth.
But it's but
what they caught,
they standing.
Withstanding.
So
I've never been so. Because they said they've got some phones with Stanley and only one was left, which you had. But I've never seen those phones still. This was the reason, or these were the reasons why Wali Kor had resigned. In fact, I was also part of those that said the powers they had to keep me at one place, they may apply the same to him. That is what I heard.
Thank you. If you have any final remarks to make, Mr. Jammeh, please proceed to do so now. There are no further questions.
Nanya baraka. Kanya furim fufuri au fanumange besen Jammeh nya fofu ku luwambulu flimitav.
Okay. Yeah, nyomani nisale kana kamde to gabirin commission chairman to nyomani sale to.
I am giving thanks and praises to all those that are here, from the commission's chairman and every other person. I'm saying thank you to you all. The reasons why I am praising all you. Because for today, even my people, where they are, they will know that Anabi is today testifying before the commission.
Because
I know if I leave here, they will start calling me.
Because
they know I'm a good son. Like they say the proverb, soap would not be used to clean itself. You would have to use it and press it on the clothes. But I can still praise myself that I'm not a wicked person. That is why I'm praising all of you here present. If not for you, my people would never know what had been happening on me. Look at me, the delayance I have in my life, even on my promotions at my workplace. And I'm a family man. My father is not alive, and my mom died. But I had brothers and sisters that I started taking their responsibilities for some time now. That is why I'm saying a big thank you to you all, because where they are today, wherever they are, their hearts will be filled with joy. They will know that their son had come here and spoken the truth. He did not come here to speak anything but the truth. Well, the hardship that I've went through, it's true, I will accept that it was destined by God. If it wasn't destined, I believe I wouldn't have gone through that. But also, when somebody had put something, if you pray to God and ask God for anything, God will definitely give you same. I tell you, I went through a lot of hardship. The prisons department had not given me any, because all they gave me was to keep me at one place. When I was released, I was sick. My wife too is sick. My mother sick. It happened that my mother was admitted at the Kanifing General Hospital. This was in which year?
2016.
2016. He was admitted at the Kanifing Hospital.
Approved.
He could not survive it.
30th November.
30th November
2016.
2016. She died. After that, my wife's sickness became that works.
But
what I realized within,
because stress
was that maybe she underwent through a lot of trauma. That was too much.
Because the High Court.
Because at the High Court, I was not called upon to testify. David wasn't also called upon to testify.
Di ko no to me ko inje ko nyanko bail on 3 million.
She was told that I was supposed to be granted bail in the sum of $3 million. When I came out of the prisons, that was when I knew. She said to me that it went for a week, that he has to have headache all.
So
Then she started having pressure. Then along the way, she became sick, and I took her to Bundung Hospital.
From Bundung
To Serekunda.
Serekunda Hospital.
Serekunda Hospital.
Serekunda Hospital.
From Serekunda Hospital,
Banjul.
she was referred to Banjul.
Banjul Omdo.
Banjul.
Jam Tebeno.
Then it became a little good. She was discharged. We went back home. It started again. We went to Sibanor. From Sibanor, she was referred to Buyam.
From Buyam?
From Buyam,
they come
then we could not understand. Then I was confused and I was discouraged. That time, she was still alive. But the condition, as I saw it, I had no hope. We were referred to Banjul. At Banjul, whilst we are still at the hospital, when we brought her to Banjul, she was like already a dead body. She was already a dead body. God helped us. Up till she passed on, up till the sickness was like she got some cure. Then I had the confidence that she was now okay. Then one day I was with her chatting. She told me to go and check on the children. Then I asked, should I go and check on the children? Then I told her she should wait until I perform my Maghrib prayers. Then I will go and see the children. She insisted that I should go. I said, no, I want to pray first. Then she insisted. I told the mother, her mother, because I was with her mother. I told the mother, go and pray. When that one went and performed her prayer, then she returned. I also went. After I completed my prayer, I returned. She asked me to accompany her to the toilet. When we returned, she said I should bring a bucket of water to wipe her body. I did that. She asked me to use seared water to. When I did that, then she told me that I was a good massage, good at massage than my mother. That was her mother. She said my mother used to do it, but not as well as you did it. Then she said, maybe today I'll be able to sleep. We continued. She now asked me to go. I left.
Yeah.
Whilst at home,
around 12.
Around 12, I had a mixed feeling. I rose up and prayed.
Then
I called her mother. I could not reach her. Then I decided to sleep.
Around 5 o'clock.
Around 5 o'clock. Then they were calling for prayer. I rose and took my bath. I prayed. After the prayers, her father called me. And said, for your wife, they just called to say you should buy some other medicine. I then asked what type of medicine would this time, and the dad said yes. I told the father that all the medicines I supposed to buy, I bought them all. I've already bought them all. Then he insisted that I should do something to. Then also he does not know. Then after I dressed up, I went. When I entered the door at the emergency, then I had some mixed feelings. I found that she was lying flat as if she has passed on. I asked the mother. I asked her, this started when? She said, since 2 a.m. She also said the doctors are going in and out, but they have not told me anything. I said, I had tissue with me. I went close to her. I saw like she had some tears coming from her right eye. I used the tissue to rub that off. I called her. She wanted to speak, but she I continued calling. She cannot still. I keep calling up to 3 times, but she did not speak to me. She would look at me. And she was having some saliva coming out of her mouth. I used the handkerchief that I have to rub all those things off. I looked at her conditions. I know it wasn't favoring her. I left, I went outside. I called the father. I told the father that it's true, I am the owner. But I cannot hide anymore. My wife had been going through he asked if she is still alive. I said, yes, she is. The father would not call my name. He only refers to me as only Jammeh, up to today. See, he asked what had definitely happened. I said, no, she is still. He insisted, Jammeh, just tell me what had happened. So whilst I was still talking to him, on the whole, the father had passed on. He had collapsed and fell down. Maybe fainted. So, then I came out. I called my brother. I asked him to come. I asked him where he was. I thought he was in Kanilai. On the whole, he wasn't. He said he was in Yindum. When he came, I told him, now that you have seen, he said, yes, I've seen for myself. I told him, Sire wants to leave me with the children. I said, but I said, Sire, I have no hope. I came out. When I came out, I went in. Sire was still alive. Then after some time, her elder brother came in and asked me to go sit outside. I went outside and sat where the woman used to sit. I was still there. In about 10 minutes, she died. So that is why I am somebody that had gone through a lot of hardship. If I had no faith, I'll have a problem. Like this time that I'm still talking here, I would have. Because herself and my mother, I would say it's about 5 months.
Ko kom titorali.
That was between the two of.
Yo, na jinya puto.
After her death,
Sister mo arafer minje.
my sister that I was next to
Opona sumutum.
also felt sick.
Opona sumutum kufina Brikama.
She was admitted at Brikama,
Kurifa be Banjul.
referred to Banjul,
Be Banjul lang kulang no be Brikama.
then to Brikama.
Opa purut.
She also died.
Opona jinya 2018.
She died in 2018.
Asega mo 2017 April
My wife died in 2017 April,
on the 24th.
24th.
Mokare inje
That is why myself,
kolia mokare ni se meko kolia nje bajum prison.
that's why I have put it to everybody that the hardship
Kanga anni
in
buje.
the prisons, that even I had killed somebody.
Ngamra kunya kujitumon luanya
I believe I could have been before a court of law
luanya de ngono yuri luya yoto pour anosan.
and the due process of the law been taken.
Mokare ne sangi waju bitare wa David.
That is why I spoke a lot about David.
Nyani gaga prison fafande.
I have faced a lot of hardship.
Bugala mbom inye bom mokagumbulo.
In fact, it is now becoming lighter on
Na nibanya DJ mo onkulo.
when the new DG came in.
Na sufo meko kamanda nyani mama mboroko.
He realized that I definitely wanted the job,
Na sufo mbejat.
and that is how he took me to
Anu nitendu tendu karaela mite karaela.
and I have praised God in the
And
side of the
hanfuna
DG.
fejat.
Up till today.
Ibaja kolia yanusan.
If I have, or if I am to go through any hardship,
Anusan wonkum prison.
if I would call anybody,
Kwe man meko nje condition yanem emite mo karamel dal.
they will know that the condition I am in, it's only God that is helping me through.
Nje famo oju yane benye me bayot fa afmbo.
If I say up to now, I don't have anything, and I am not myself.
Ekano samda uroko made.
If you would see, I do not even have my boot on.
Uchara nikane.
I am on slippers.
At the same time, you high blood.
At the same time, I have high blood.
Because kadinang kuye kane ngonte baj farambo befna fa yat.
Since these things happened to me, I
Bar
could
peju
not
inye
put
do mo
myself
kumbulo
on.
je jisiko.
So now it is now reducing.
Because of wakunenu ndinje.
Because what they placed on me
Ujupo.
were too much.
Bodo njombe la commissione.
I'm appealing to the commission.
Prison department.
The prisons department.
Prison kugaga.
Well, the prisons department are in a lot of hardship.
Mijo bedo officers.
If I will come to the officers,
Officers ujuja traffic in dekan.
if you will see trafficking happens within the officers,
Malayan sara le gambia wala tunmanya mabaya prison so far ko kubaja di posara le wonam prison.
the truth is that we all know the salary scheme of the Gambia, but the prisons, that's just the poorest.
Prison moje meno mon leje meno boat.
The way you go to work is the same way you come home.
Prison ledo jamona 5 days ko na bode.
You will never go to prisons and hear that somebody was given $5.
Director Asmana Mane.
I am pleading to the commission as to what they could do to help. Without Director Asmana Mane, the prison officers are in a lot of hardship.
Prison officers.
For the prison officers,
Nakati a prisoner pasum buna sumute.
a prisoner would be as sick as what?
Ledo ngono teo.
You cannot run away.
Ledo ngono teo.
You cannot run away.
Jaja ko han ko nyama da fangi.
There was a time, even those that are mentally imbalanced,
experience.
for those of us that are experienced,
Ujaja sangeni ya rek.
when we go and talk to them,
Doko kam.
they will be okay. They will
Bar
calm
kunyina
down.
kamani kabaju experience.
But the small boys that had no experience, the junior officers,
Oya nega beka sangeno rek.
if you go and wanted to talk to them, right,
Nangoro kemba pore na yuni odi ya.
he would bring his kimber pot and pour it on your uniform.
And yotu bugala be prison de.
All those are hardships that we face at the prisons.
Bokare yala ya dire sangen dija.
That is why if I come here and I do not speak,
Commissioner le tengona manyu bugala be prison.
the commission would not be able to know the kind of hardship
Prison officers
are
baba
going through.
kan prison officer baba kamanye kajake baba kamanye kajakut.
Among us, the prison officers, we had good prison officers and also we have bad prison officers.
You already got your de.
That one is a fact.
Wow, baje.
It's a fact.
Hanu kora. Yes, base.
Even in a herd of cattle,
Babaje si base man sa couriers baba sa man sa legena.
there will be some that are bad and others that are okay.
Hadama dinge kachokoro ke hadama ko famo kolya dan ebe fam.
So therefore, managing human beings would be the most difficult than. But all that we are still doing our best and continuing with them. That is why I want the commission prison department to look into the prisons department. Coming to the prisoners. There are good prisoners though, and also there are bad prisoners. And wherever you go, that is just a fact. Because those that are not good are the ones that will pray for bad things to happen to the prisons. Like I said, we have good and bad prison officers. There are a lot of trafficking that used to happen at the prisons. Myself, I've been a trainer. If you realize that would happen, because what they should have, they are not getting it. You will see officers coming to work and they cannot even provide breakfast for themselves. Collapse because of once upon a time, an officer collapsed there because he was hungry. He did not even have breakfast. What would cause that? He has nothing. And because they don't have anything, the officers... Can bad officers? And they're bad officers. So if you have bad officers in them... So, they are bad, you see? So the prisoners that are bad would be able to use them. So you can... So that is the reasons why you are not in a prison. A lot of things that, a lot of materials that got their way to the prisons. I will conclude that this is what they do. They take advantage of those officers so that they will bring them those things to the prisons. Because they will send them to their relatives to say, go and bring, like example. Or they will ask them to go and buy a phone for them. If you come, I will give you 3,000. If I would know that on the side of the officer, I call you and talk to you. If I also know that a prisoner does that, I will call you, and if I want to call you, either someone next to me, or someone next to that one, so that he will serve as a witness. Because of one prison. Because at the prisons, you alone and the other one also alone, that is 1-to-1. If you are not careful, you will not. Because time is David. Because David's time, during David's time, he would not listen. If he hears about any officer having any problem, immediately. He takes action immediately because he has the power. And I believe there should be an investigation. Because there is a law. But no. You come prison officers prison. That is why prison officers that voluntarily discharged from the prisons right now right now, as I speak, they are more than those of us that are still at the prisons. They are either with the PIU, police. They are either with the police, immigration, with the immigrations, army, with the army, drug squad, with the drug squad, fire service, all these departments that I have come to. If me, Anabi, the Holy Quran that I swore to, this is false, 100%, but I believe 100% what I'm saying is what happened. They had all resigned. Because of trafficking. Because of trafficking. That is why I'm pleading to this commission. What would happen? That the officers, I am not saying all of them would, but what they should have, what their entitlements are, we are now placing all our hopes on you, the commission, to help. When this commission was formed, that was when we realized that we had a room. Because yesterday, like I said, let's just see, nobody knows about what is happening. Because the leader, that is our director, he has all the powers. You have no way to talk to anyone. Even where you are on the right path, you cannot still talk. That is why I'm pleading to this commission.
Juvenile prisoners.
If we come to juvenile prisoners, I am still pleading to you. What should happen to the small kids? Those are the juvenile wing. What would happen, for instance, if they are discharged? So that they would have good, because they are young.
So Obaja support the commission yolo.
If we have the support from the commission, myself, Anabi, speaking, and others, the Director General, and even the Director General, he will be happy. Because where the director is, he needs something to be held. But he does not have it. But this is why, now that we are here, we should speak the truth between ourselves and God. Prisons at the juvenile wing, you should help us. What should happen? That if the kids leave the prison, that is, if they are discharged, that they will be able to integrate into society. And they will do what others are doing good. But if not that, we will have failures. And at the prisons where we are, we did not go there as officers to go and disturb anybody. We only went there to work because it's our country. We are not expecting that anybody from outside, like a foreigner, will come and do the work for us. That is why even myself, I had this belief that we can still do it. That's why I still remain in this camp. That is the reason. All the difficulties, others will be skeptical as to all these difficulties, these hardships that I endured, and I'm still back there. Sometimes I have this mind, mixed feelings that should I leave? As a family, but he will still, I will still say, as a family man, let me just continue. And I will have this faith in God. Then I will pray and praise God. Because if I would do that, by God's grace, maybe he will help. But prison officers, but the prison officers are in a lot of hardship. Because we believe we should have risk allowance. Different ones. And they should be in different forms. But we have nobody to stand for us. But now that we have this commission, we praise you all. So that for that we will come and speak to you as to what you people would do to stand for us. So that we would also be as other departments. See, even our promotions, prison, for the prisons. If you would go to our promotions, we have almost 3 departments. Mile 2, Girls 1, Janyambure. But only promotion for a project. But where there are promotions, would you rate 40? The promotions will not be more than 40 personnel. 40. Or not even up to 40. Why? We cannot tell. But I still believe that we used to have some people grudges. For the prisons department, we used to have grudges. At least We are not that much, at least. We have people with us that the government should consider us too much. So that the trafficking would be at the minimal rate. I'm not saying it will not happen, but then it will be at the minimal rate. That is what I'm pleading to the commission. Chairman. So that is what I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Jammeh, for your testimony and the remarks that you have just made, the suggestions here and there. I hope they would help us in coming to our conclusions and the findings and reflect them in our recommendations. But thank you enormously for coming to testify before the Commission. This brings us to the end of our proceedings for today. We will resume tomorrow morning, sharp 10 o'clock. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all.